Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into it. All right, this is a must-win for the Vols, and in reality, it is for Billy as well. And also, dear LSU, fake injury alert is absolutely correct because it's coming to you.
Hey, you want to fake injuries? You got it. Oh! Oh my God! Oh! I can't go on.
And this game is going to be at 7:30. Which is a dadgum same time as the Florida-Tennessee game, so I'll have to kind of go back and forth. I won't be able to watch all the fake injuries, but look, if you're only watching just a few minutes of it, you'll see at least one or two. That's almost guaranteed.
Allegedly.
Anyway, let's get into this Tennessee versus Florida game. This is a must-win for the Vols, or they will not make the playoff. It's not going to happen any other way. You must win this game, and then you've got to split the games between Alabama and Georgia, and then just win the rest of the ball games to get into the playoff, because you've already blown, your cushion that you had by losing to Arkansas in that sorry game. And Billy Napier's got to have this victory because he's trying to save his job. He is hanging on by a thread. I actually didn't think he'd be head coach anymore when he came up to Neyland tomorrow, but he managed to beat Mississippi State on the road and then UCF, which is a decent team. So look, this is not going to be an easy win for the Vols. Everybody's got a 15-point spread or whatever. I don't think that's quite right. I think this will be a closer game than that. And Tennessee's going to have to play well. And this offensive funk that they're in over the last two ball games, the Oklahoma game where they took the foot off the pedal or the thing off the floor or whatever.
And I got the metal to the pedal and the thing to the floor.
And then that awful game in Arkansas where we only scored 2 touchdowns, and that was it. We scored 14 points. Josh Heupel's offenses don't score 14 points. And we're going to talk about what's causing that. But the first thing Tennessee's going to have to worry about is Graham Mertz. He's going to dink and dunk his little 5-yard passes all over the place. That's what he's going to do. It's going to be 3rd and 7, 3rd and 3. And he's going to figure out some way to get a first down, or he's going to kind of scramble and barely get it and keep the ball out of our hands. So when we do get the football, we're going to have to score. And to do that, we need Nico to be Nico. We need him to be the guy he was in the very first game in the Citrus Bowl, where he was running around, throwing, QB draw plays, all those types of things. Just be an athlete. Be the athlete that you are. Because it's really frustrating. This guy's got all the skill in the world. He's fast, he's elusive, and he's got a great arm. But he's only using half his talents out there because obviously Heupel and the staff are trying to protect him because they're worried that he might get injured. Look, you don't have to go out there like a bowling ball when you run. If you see open pasture, take that 10 yards and you can get down. You're not Dylan Sampson, but there are going to be many opportunities where you need to take the ball and instead of handing it off to Dylan when you're doing the run-pass option, keep the ball so that defensive end won't crash down on Dylan Sampson every single time like they've been doing the last 2 games. They know that Nico's not going to run, so none of those fakes work. They worked great for Hendon Hooker because Hendon would just take off. And they knew, crap, I've got to worry about that. So that makes them hesitate. That split second of hesitation gives Dylan Sampson the opportunity to boom. So it helps your running game. So hopefully they'll realize that we're in the playoff right now. Any loss at this point, outside of splitting one of the two against the big dogs, we're going to be out. It's just a fact. So, Nico, it's time for you to be Nico.
Because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
Yep. And doggone it, people like you. I'm one of them. So, hopefully we'll see that he'll be the dual-threat quarterback that we all thought he could be and who we saw in the Citrus Bowl. He's had one running play all year. And he ran it for a touchdown against North Carolina State. I don't know if there's been any other running plays for him. It's been really weird. Now let's talk about the fake injury bowl, which will be LSU versus Ole Miss. And you know darn well whenever Garrett Nussmeier has a big splash play or throws for a nice 20-yard downfield first down, you're going to have a fake injury out of Ole Miss. That's just what they do. I would estimate there'll probably be somewhere between 10 to 12 of those mysterious injuries where the guy goes down. We don't know why. And then it takes about 2 or 3 minutes for the trainers to get out there and to get him back on his feet, and they walk with him. And then he goes to the sidelines, and he's fine. He just prances around, gets himself something to drink, and he's right back in a play or two. Of creating a sack or tackle for a loss or something like that. And it just kind of is what it is. It's a free timeout for Ole Miss. They've done it intensively. The South Carolina game was ridiculous. South Carolina doesn't even go fast. They weren't even trying to slow them down. They just wanted a free timeout to set up their defense, make a defensive call, and give everybody about a 2 or 3 minute break to get their wind. And Shane Beamer was asked about it, and you could tell it was everything he could do not to just flip out about it, because it happened like a dozen times.
Can you talk about how hard it was to get a flow in the game when there were 11 stoppages of play to assist their players off, and one of their players had to be same guy assisted off 4 times?
First of all, I hope all those guys are okay.
Yeah, you could see he was about to flip out, but he managed to go back into coach speak. But he did talk about it a little bit more later on in this.
I hope they're okay. It's remarkable to me how many, maybe it's something there's, and listen, I got my own problems. We just got our butts kicked 27-3. But it's fascinating to me how many injuries occur for them after the opposing offense makes a first down or has a big play.
Must just be bad luck. Happens every time. That's what's shocking about it. And then towards the end, he discusses it a little bit too.
But I think if it's the timing of some of the injuries, it's a really bad look for college football, and it's not what this game's about.
In other words, it's BS, and it's ruining the game. And it is. It's a poison in the game. I've said that. And Lane Kiffin is the patient zero of it. Other teams do it some, but nobody does it as much as he does. And if you're playing against him, you're almost pressured to be unethical and have fake injuries as well. That's my opinion. I'm allowed to have an opinion, and I can pretty much see when somebody's faking injuries. Like maybe this one right here. Go down, go down, go down. When I tell you to go down, go down. This was many years ago. Yep, there you go. Now, see, now you're down where you're supposed to be. Now, when I tell you to go down, you go down out on the field, not over here on the sideline. Dag nabbit, I need free timeouts. Or how about this one? You saw this the other day. Hey, you need to fall down. I need timeout. There you go. Oh, gosh. Oh, I'm so hurt. Oh, no. Go down. Hurry, go down. Let's see, watch it again. Oh, gosh, it was terrible. Oh. And then how about this one? Oh, get down on one knee first, and then, oh, my leg. Oh, my leg. Oh, it's just awful. I can't even. Oh, see, it was perfectly fine just a second ago. Oh, my leg's terrible. Watch him right before. Watch him standing. See, he's perfectly fine. Looking right at the sideline, then goes down to one knee, and oh. It's funny because it's so ridiculous. But it's not funny because it's affecting the game, and it totally destroys the offense's momentum. It takes the crowd out of the game, and it's incredibly unfair to have 10 extra timeouts anytime you want them on the defense. It allows you to set up your defense. It allows you to call a play. And again, it does all of those positive things for your team, and you don't have to use a timeout. Isn't that amazing?
You don't need to see his identification.
We don't need to see his identification.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
And it's gotten to the point it's laughable. It really is. How in the world Kentucky beat them the other day is shocking to me. Every single time Kentucky got a first down, boom, somebody went down. Every single time. And in the South Carolina game, they had a 3-score lead, and they were still doing that crap. Still. So anyway, the fake injury bowl will be tomorrow at 7:30. Brian Kelly's going to be dealing with it all night. He's going to get madder than crap.
And we're sitting here again. We're sitting here again talking about the same things.
I'm going to tell you, if Brian Kelly, what you should do is just use the same medicine on him. Every single time Jackson Dart throws a big pass or they have a big running play, one of your defenders need to go down. Oh, my leg. And that way that stops their momentum because they love to go fast. Ole Miss loves to fly down the field. Take that from them. And everybody that plays lane should do exactly that. 10, 11, 12 injuries. And then you can go back to playing normal after that and go back to being an ethical coach. But when you play lane, you're going to have to do what he does. And I know it's terrible. It's horrible. It's going to look like a joke. The game's going to take 5 hours. But it's the only way to have a level playing field. So anyway, that'll be tomorrow night at 7:30. So we've got a big game tomorrow for the Vols. It's a game they must win because I can tell you right now, there is no tomorrow.
He's hooking. He's hooking. He's hooking. Damn, Ron, come on! What's the matter with you?
Tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
Exactly. There isn't. This is it. We've got to beat the Gators, period. And I know Billy feels the exact same way. This is going to be a war at Neyland, and we need that crowd to be whipped up, and I know they will be. And then, of course, we'll have the fake injury bowl at the same time. Anyway, if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Let's continue to cover all these big college sports stories. If you've not subscribed, hit that little button right there. Won't cost you a dime. It'll help you get my videos. And right over here's the most recent video, YouTube. Thanks, you'll enjoy. And we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.